Hello, welcome back to my shop. Today, let's see if we can mount the rear end on the go-kart, and probably the engine, if I have time. Okay, so last we left off, I got this thing all welded up, transplanted two mounts, pipes, whatever you want to call them, from the old frame to this frame, and I'm pretty much going to cheat putting the rear end in, because I already have my brake caliper bracket on here. And I know it's square and I know it's straight. So I'm gonna find my caliper, bolt it on, and then throw the rear end on it. And we should be good. This will be the first time this thing's gonna see a shiny part besides that rear end. But hate Allen head bolts. I hate them, but they are for this because they are like really shallow, like really short, so it doesn't resurface my brake disc when I don't want it to. But Amazon, these little brake pads, they're like 2 pair for 12 bucks, so $6 for these brake pads, and they look good so far. They fit the original very well, fit the caliper very well. Oh yeah, and also as well, when you're setting up a caliper, just give you a little heads up, make sure your bleeder screw is facing up. Just gonna throw that out there for anybody who's confused, but make sure the bleeder is up. If you turn around the other way, you're gonna have some issues. It's like it fits right here, which probably will, but yeah. I did have bolts that came with this. This actually was a kit on Amazon too. Oh yeah, we'll say too. The tires, 4 bolt hubs, lock collars, pillow bearings, axle, and this hub, all on Amazon, because I had to look for them. But these came with bolts. I don't know where they went. This one actually lines up onto the frame rail, so we're going to start with this first. We're going to get the holes drilled, get some bolts in, and same situation on this side. After we get that side done, we'll move the bearing over and do the same process over again. So use my my trusty rusty speed square to get this side of the axle squared up. And what I planned to do was take my Sharpie, go in here, eyeball the center of each hole, and that can't be done because it's gone. So we'll use my Harbor Freight center punch, and this is actually pretty good for what it is. You just gotta slam down on it a couple times for it to actually put a divot in. I'm gonna push now. There it goes. Center of that hole. That's all we're gonna do. Now I gotta take the axle off, drill the holes, and see where everything lies. But so far, this is going good. I can do this either way. I can do it the right way, drill a pilot hole where I have my marks, then go with a bigger drill bit. But I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna go Uncle Buck on this thing. Drill out the holes, then we'll fit a bolt, 2 bolts, splurge on this thing. Get it mounted, then we'll go on the other side and drill the other holes. Yeah. Let's see how good this is gonna be. Be very careful not to break this. Hey, we got through. Hole 2. What is your major malfunction?
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Hole number 1, nice and squared, straight, cleaned up. Hole number 2 is, yeah, that's where it walked off on me. But, tried to get it back in with the drill. Not supposed to use drill bits that way to, like, ram up to the side, but, it's gonna work for now. Even though the holes I drilled are a sight for sore eyes, it's just loosely bolted in, and still rolls. It's good enough for me. I'm gonna cut away and I'm gonna do that side. Okay, so good news. Got these drilled. I will admit my mistakes. Pile 1 hole went way over there, and I recovered it, so that's good. Just got a burn there. The bad news is the I'm calling the genocide drill. It's sitting over there because it's like really hot. I mean, really hot. So we're gonna leave that sit over there until it cools off. Bad news, the genocide didn't catch on fire yet. Good news being, the rear's in place. It's squared up too, it's straight. Ooh. Oh, I know where it's hitting. Right off the caliper mount. But we're gonna get this thing realigned anyway. Rotor's aligned. Just so you guys didn't see me run around like an idiot. Measured from the frame rail out to the hub while I took the big old wheels off. And from each end out, it's centered up at 6 5/8. So pretty much what that is, frame rail, the outside of the hub is 6 inches and 5/8 of an inch. So 6 5/8. This axle is centered. All we gotta do now is tighten down our lock collars and put the motor on. But I got the engine sitting back on the frame, rolling around. This thing does sit low, and this cover already had some scratches on it from being pushed around. Seeing where my sprocket lines up, I don't have the motor bolted down. Needs to come over a little bit. I gotta get all this stuff realigned. So went off camera again, and got the sprocket and chain lined up, and just a little bit of slack. You don't want these things tight. You want them a little bit loose. But it does spin. Kind of hard because that's still a brand new clutch. But it does spin. It is hooked up. Everything is tight. These are tight. This is tight. That's just going to stay there because I got to put the caliper back on. But everything else is tight. So let's see if we can fire this thing up. See how the axle works. All right. Choke's on. Fuel's on. Ignition? On. Okay. Engine's bolted down. Sprocket's tight. Bearings are tight. Let's see if this thing starts. It's been a while. See how fast this thing spins. This is going to be crazy. Oh my god. Okay, so for anybody who's gonna diss me for running 18-inch tall tires with a 48.2 sprocket, say what you want. This thing's gonna this thing's gonna go. Also, as well, this is also paired up with the torque converter, but this thing's gonna run. That's not good. I knew this thing was gonna be back heavy, but so I decided to end the video, a little teaser for the next episode. Yeah, got a whole new front coming. The old wheels I had in episode 1, they're gonna go in the garbage. Going from a 13-inch wheel to a 16-inch wheel tire. They look kind of weird because I have the V tread, cultivator, cultural tires, whatever you want to call them. And I have the sawtooths. And another thing I noticed too, they are very, very close in color from back to front. Ooh, yeah, I can see it now. Where to get this thing the Honda treatment. These wheels, DeLorean Back to the Future amounts of camber. Nah, that's just stupid. Why would I want to ruin new wheels? Alrighty, so make sure to leave a like, comment any questions you have, and also subscribe if you want to see this thing get finished. Because I tell you what, this thing's gonna look good when it's done. Just sitting back here looking how the front is. Oh man, this is gonna look great.